An Oregon Congresswoman flew to El Salvador today, part of a push to bring home a Maryland man who was wrongly deported. Representative Maxine Dexter says she wants to keep the pressure on the Trump administration to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States, criticizing President Trump's immigration policies.
The fact that he could do that and hold anyone against their will without due process is absolutely something we all should be terrified about. As a congresswoman, I have not just a responsibility to my constituents, but I think to my children and people across the United States to elevate this.
Dexter's statement there from an interview with NBC today. The Trump administration admitted that Abrego Garcia's deportation was an administrative error. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously, 9-0, that the administration must facilitate Abrego Garcia's return. But so far, the White House has refused that order, saying that only matters if El Salvador chooses to send Abrego Garcia back, not that the U.S. needs to proactively correct its error, effectively making his return a jurisdictional dispute. President Trump says Abrego Garcia is affiliated with a gang. Abrego Garcia and his attorneys deny that. So how does a representative from Oregon expect to make change in El Salvador through a quick in-person trip? I asked Representative Dexter that on the phone today. Why did she go?
The reality is that, number one, my constituents were reaching out and really advocating for me to come to El Salvador. They wanted someone with power and with protection to be an advocate for all who don't have the power to advocate for themselves. That's first. Very importantly also is just to make sure that this does not get buried in the press cycle, that this is a constitutional crisis. I believe that we need to take all action as representatives that we can to maintain focus on it and not accept it because the precedent sets is deeply dangerous.
Representative Dexter told me she did not see Abrego Garcia today. She said he was last seen on Thursday when he met with a congressman from Maryland, and his family and legal counsel are worried. Instead, she and other Democratic members of Congress met with an ambassador and human rights advocates.
We are keeping an eye on this as an issue. We can't let this fall to the wayside in the press cycle. We cannot accept that Americans or people with legal status or even illegal status is being denied due process in our country at this time.
Dexter paid for this trip with her own money, not taxpayer money, according to her communications director. She said there's no reason the Trump administration couldn't step in and work out a way to get Abrego Garcia home.